What's up, Ravens fans? It's the time of the week where we answer your questions. It's our Ravens mailbag, and can I just say, Ryan, that it's always nice to start the season 1-0.
Absolutely. You can always say that.
Yeah, it's a good feeling around here right now, but that doesn't mean we don't have any questions, and so let's just jump right into them. The first question today comes from Thor. We've had Thor.
Yeah, Thor mocked.
Thor mocked. Hey, you ask good questions, we feature you.
That's right.
Thor wants to know, will Breshad Perriman get more snaps next week in Cleveland? Seems like he didn't play that many snaps week 1.
Yes, I do think that Breshad Perriman's going to only see an increase in snaps from here on out. He only had 20 snaps in the regular season opener, but let's remember, this guy had only played in one preseason game, not even the entire game. He had limited practice leading up to this, so physically he might not have even been ready for that many snaps, for a lot of snaps, let's say. But I think as he gets his legs under him, as he gets more adjusted to the game and up to the speed with this offense, he hasn't had much time with Joe or his whole offense. As he does that, he'll have a larger role and get more snaps.
Hey, you liked what you saw, though, in those 20 snaps.
I loved it.
Yeah, I think that everybody is pretty excited about what the potential is for him, and we certainly saw just a little taste of that against the Bills.
They want the big play. The Ravens want the big play, so they're going to give him a shot.
Well, let's stay on the topic of the big play. Yeah. That's our second question right now. This one is from Facebook. Antonio says, Mike Wallace. How many touchdowns will him and Joe Flacco connect for this year? I'll say 7. They've already got one. I think that's a good number. And what we're going to see is just more of the big play with these guys. I mean, the biggest difference to me in the offense against Buffalo and what we saw last year is that you have speed, vertical threats that can strike in an instant. And that's so valuable in today's NFL. Mike Wallace is not going to be a guy that catches 10 passes. That's not his game. But he's going to make the passes that he catch count.
Yeah, I think, though, it's worth saying that he caught other passes, too. I mean, he had a comeback route. I believe it was on a drive where the Ravens offense started to look a little, kind of stumbling a little bit.
He had 3 catches.
Right, so he had a comeback route when they were backed up after a penalty. He came back, moved the chains on that one. But then he also had the end-around run.
But let me ask you this.
He's making a difference in other aspects.
What catch do you remember most? I think it's a 66-yard bomb.
Yes, I remember that one the most.
That's what people are going to be talking about. So he's going to make those receptions count, and I like what I saw from him as well.
But he'll score touchdowns. To your 7 touchdowns, he'll score touchdowns on more than just bombs, is what I'm trying to say.
I'd also like to maybe see him and Perriman on the field together. That's a lot of speed out there.
Yeah, I like that. Our last question comes from a Bay Singer, and they ask, how soon will we see Elvis Dumervil back on the field? Well, Elvis tweeted himself that he'll be back soon.
How soon is soon?
I don't know how soon soon is, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got on the practice field this week. I think it was, he had practiced some on a limited basis near the end of training camp. Hadn't gone full, but he was getting very, very close at the end of training camp. Now he's taken some additional rest after kind of having a setback. I think he could get back on this week, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to play this week. It could be a situation where he still needs to knock off some of that rust, get up to speed before he's ready to play the game.
The main thing is that the Ravens want him on the field down the stretch run. Absolutely.
Well, they want him on the field ASAP.
But they're not going to force him with only 1 or 2 days of practice to get out there and play. He needs to knock off the rust, and when he gets on the field, they want him to be healthy and be ready. So that does it for this week's Ravens Mailbag. But as always, we love to hear from you guys, so send in those questions on social media. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.